Yeah, you gotta make sure they can't hear us, by the way, if you want to have music playing for a bit. That's kind of vital. I'm trying to find your stream.
Okay, I found it. I found it. Okay, I mean everything looks fine.
Find it. Let me see if I can. Let me see what I can hear.
You'll probably hear yourself.
Yeah, even
Yep.
though.
I sound like a freaking idiot. I hear so many people say I have that YouTube voice. It does not work. Don't hear it.
Yeah, I don't. I guess we're just waiting with Marvel Blast Ultra music then.
Currently.
Background. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yo.
Everybody in Adola is and character stats. And the show 10. Oh, you're not in there.
Why would you at people in my server? He's not even in there. Actually, is Surfbone in there? Hold on, I might need to invite you. Oh. Okay, well, don't out people in the show 10.
Yeah, if it's not League, they don't care.
That's not true.
They don't even care about League.
That's not true. It's a lie.
Oh, already a Naruto question? Damn. I knew that was gonna come.
Only took 2 minutes.
Yeah, that. I gotta reply to my own tweet with the link.
Okay.
Because you put the link in the tweet, Twitter doesn't like when you link off site. So. Oh, Surfbone, I added the wrong person.
Huh? Did I?
They don't have Twitter.
Oh no.
What?
There's someone else named Surfbone on Twitter.
Is there
Oh,
really?
you did. Okay.
Yeah, I did, yeah. Yeah, you're Surfbone too.
Yeah, you're Surfbone too.
Yeah.
What an
Who's
album.
Surfbone 1?
Dude, it's
Alright.
not Surfbone 1.
Alright, we need to change the... We gotta
Okay,
change the memo of the stream, okay?
Someone...
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you say? Okay.
Oh, yeah, so I'm Hashi, Nico. The other person is Saiboshi.
Yeah. I have
Yeah,
two
I'm
people.
Saiboshi.
I have 2 other people in the stream right now because the other one's just checking my stream quality at the moment. So
I'm just here to provide technical support. I won't be here the whole time, so don't worry.
Yeah, this man Surfbone has like a bajillion tabs open, so...
No, Hashi tried bullying me to be in here, but I'm not going to be here for long.
man, Black Goat is telling me that I should let him on the stream, and I'm just about to be like,
No.
like no.
Yeah. Oh, what applies to are the people in the stream? So I'm here. I'm Hashi. My avatar is the one on the left. Surfbone's here. Surfbone, say hi.
Yeah, I'm Surfbone.
Yeah, and then we have our Jamie, which is Saiboshi.
Wow.
Someone said, "How fast would I have to be in order to get my wife and kids back?" Oh man,
Damn,
that's
that hits different.
that hits different. I don't know. You'd have to be pretty fast.
Hashi, you did the big Warhammer blog, right? Facts, yeah. That's
Yep,
me.
I actually have it linked in the description.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Bra Hashi L Debater. Damn, you got me there, dude.
That's unfortunate. Hashi's an L debater.
Rip. What videos do you plan to react to? There's this one video that's been going around about infinite speed. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll take requests. So if you guys have like a video you want, then put it in like a super.
Yeah, we're gonna mainly be shooting the shit, but this stream is mainly for this one video that people keeps sending me to react to and or debunk, and it's literally titled "Why Infinite Speed is Faster Than Immeasurable Speed." Now Hashi's already seen the video, and he just told me that it's just mediocre and not that great. Like, it's not going to be fun to react to, but it's just not good either. So, it's definitely worthy enough that I should, like, at least address it, so that misinformation doesn't get spread around, so... But also, if you guys send in, like, super chats, then we will, like, a video that you want us to react to, then we'll react to that after this video.
Yeah. In Surfbone server, we also have a calling in chat, so if we have like an intermission or whatever, we'll take in callers, I guess.
Yeah.
Nico asks, is Warhammer 1S tier? Yeah, the warp is. And then the shit that's above the warp.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is so some people are curious about the whole 1S tier, and Hashi, I think you can best explain it since you're the one that suggested it.
So 1S would be categorized as like an infinity if we took 1 as outer and 2 as high outer. And the reason we have it is because when we're talking about these very large verses, just categorizing stuff in terms of like outer versal wasn't enough, and it became very cumbersome and confusing. So we needed like a $100 bill, effectively, because using pennies just wasn't enough anymore.
Yeah. Is someone saying, is this the Atari video? Yes, this is the Atari video. I don't know who he is. I was just recently told about him. Like, and a lot of people are telling me, yeah, you should watch this guy, so... That's what we're going to be doing in just a second here. Let's see. Sideboshi's still in here? No, he isn't.
No, yeah, you left the call a bit ago.
Here, can you, I don't know if I have you as a mod in Hashi, so do you mind just typing? Just to make sure.
No, I'm a mod. I'm a mod, I can...
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah. I'm a mod.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you add everybody in use the server?
I did not know.
You should.
Alrighty.
Yeah. In about 5 minutes or so, we'll probably start watching the video.
Yeah.
So she said, "Where's my blue wrench?" And then he had.
Yeah, I actually, where's my blue wrench? And it's like, yeah, you had it ever since I saw you type, and I'm like, oh shoot, you're not a mod, so I had to make you one.
Yeah. Atari got cheering to 7D. That's clown.
Okay. Okay. Which video? Alright, so some people are still joining and shit, and again, we're gonna be watching this one video that's like a guy from Atari. Someone said Atari got Jiren at like 7D bare minimum. Okay, so he's that kind of power scaler then. Okay.
Yeah, put the stream, or not stream, the thumbnail in the window. Yeah, just put the actual video thumbnail, not like stream thumbnail.
Okay. Oh, Oblivion just joined the stream.
Well, wild how Oblivion has time to join the stream, but it doesn't have time to make pages.
Alright. What do I think of MatPat's new FNAF video? It's ass. Like, it's really bad.
I'm not too big into FNAF. I'm sure the production quality is fine, right?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? I literally just I did like a tweet where I basically summarized what his 4 videos that were specifically about the recent that were regarding the recent like game that came out for FNAF, and I'm like, the first one was pretty good. The second one was was also good, but he had said some weird shit in it. and then like the third one was like facts, like it was the best video he's made on in regards to it, and then the most recent one is the worst one. It's absolutely really bad. Like,
I wonder if they're all written by the same person, or if it's like he has different people.
it seems like he has some people that help him out with his videos, because he did a stream where he was talking to a bunch of other YouTubers, including like 2 other guys from his own team. So I feel like those 2 guys helped him with it. But yeah.
Oh no, he for sure does get like writers. That's not like a bad thing. I'm just more so saying, like, I wonder if all his FNAF videos are written by the same person, or if it's like different people write them.
Yeah. So, fun. Again, who is this? Like, we're just gonna be watching Atari's video. Like, we're not like.
Actually, like I said, you should put the thumbnail on the thing.
Yeah.
You have a video defining outer. Yeah, the dimensional tiering video.
Yeah, the dimensional tiering video defines outer. And again, just a reminder, we're going to be doing this video that we're specifically reacting to, but if there's any other video that you guys want us to react to, send in like a super chat and we'll watch that video on this stream.
Yeah. I think he said he has a team. Yeah, it's no secret that Matt has like researchers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's not even like a bad thing. Like everybody has it, right? It's just.
Well, at least he's transparent about it. Like,
yeah,
well,
he's not like trying to take credit, you know.
Yeah. Well, like he even has like a, I think there's a specific thread that he has where it's like, you write in your theory here, and if it's good enough, I'll just do a video on it.
Yeah.
Someone said, how about a Gamza video? Look, if you do a super chat of a particular video that you want us to watch by Gamza, then we'll watch it. We'll watch it after this one, anyway.
I don't know about it. Yeah, if the video's too long, we will, like, reject it, but, like, you're free to suggest another one. Yeah, if it's too long.
Yeah, it can't be super long. Like, this video by Atari we're gonna be watching is, like, 7 minutes.
Yeah. If you do send us a video we think is too long, we're not gonna, like, not let you suggest another one or whatever. You'll just have to send it, and then...
Is there no super chat option? That's weird. Wait a second.
Yeah, it doesn't have it on my screen. So
how do I... Man, I need to figure out how to set that shit up.
It's better. I mean, I think we should start watching the video.
Okay. Well, here how to... If it's super long...
Dashboard.
Let's see.
What would be too long? Like, anything above, like, probably, I would say, like, 17 minutes. Because, realistically, we're, like, us talking, depending how bad the video is, of course, right, will be, like, 3 times the length of the video. So.
Okay.
What's Surfbone's favorite anime? He really likes Fire Force right now.
Yeah. That's currently my favorite.
Yeah.
Alright, this shouldn't take too long, I don't think.
Yeah. One Piece? I can't say Surfbone likes One Piece in anime.
I haven't really went in depth on it. Well, like, I've tried reading it. Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like it's on now, I think. Like, is it...
Yeah, I'm gonna refresh. I'll refresh.
Yeah, refresh to see if it's on.
I don't know why, for like a brief second, I thought there's like a thing where like mods of your stream could send in like super chats for free or something. I don't know why that went through my head. I was like, oh, I'll test it out. I'm not trying to game myself.
Yeah, it says it should be on.
The logo's not there for me, but it's whatever. I mean, I think we just watch the stream.
Alright, Yeah.
Watch the video.
Someone said. I do not like. Okay, so.
Saiboshi sees it.
Saiboshi sees it? Okay, so just one more reminder, we're about to watch the video, but just know that we're going to be watching this video, and if you end up putting in like a super chat, then we will put in a super chat if you want us to watch a particular video.
Oh, no, for $2.
Yeah,
here.
yeah, nope. Let's go.
Yeah,
Alright.
Nope.
Alright,
If
so
you have like a video that you want, you're free to. You don't have to put it in the chat. You know.
Yeah.
It's like a. Here. All right.
Yeah, if you want us to watch a particular power scaling video. Okay. All right. Here I'm going to. Gonna pause that and put on. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait, I need to stream for you, Hashi.
Yeah.
Alright, can you see it?
I'm connecting to the stream on Discord. Give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at 2 boxes right now. Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay.
Yeah, let me get the setup so it's like I can watch it while I'm watching the chat, you know?
Yeah. Alright. Alright. I'm going to... Here, just so I have a better way of, like, seeing shit, I'm gonna join on my... Okay, there we go. Alright. You ready?
The stream's being weird. Let me try to leave it and rejoin.
Okay.
What's called the Discord stream.
Alrighty. You ever heard of Super Baron Neo? I have.
Yeah, he's quite the character, I'll say that.
He's quite the character. I don't think he's even around anymore, is he?
He kind of sits around like his own like little club. I mean, I guess that's what like all of Discord kind of is in a way.
I mean, I guess we would have to ask Joda if he's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Because he's friends with Super Baron Neo, so.
Yeah, all right.
I've never personally interacted with Super Baron Neo. I've just heard stories about him, so.
Yeah, all right. You can start it.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
I will say this intro hits different when you have good headphones.
Yeah. So yeah, he has pretty good editing skills, it seems like.
Yeah.
Hello folks, it is me, Atari HMB. In today's video, we're going to have a very interesting topic on why infinite speed is greater than immeasurable speed.
Okay.
And today, to really get started in this discussion, we're going to go ahead and give a visual example to explain why. So let's begin. We have white and we have black. So we're going to go ahead and discuss their speed. For the sake of this demonstration, white is going to move 100 kilometers per hour and black is going to move 50 kilometers per hour. Now, in this example, we're going to have them race 100 kilometers. Now, generally it would take white an hour and black 2 hours. So it's very obvious who would win the race if they ever had one. This is the very basic principle of speed. Now, in this example, let's say black goes into the 4th dimension and he's able to leap in and outside of the general 3D space. So obviously, he's going to have a clear victory over white because he doesn't need to worry about time based.
I'm very.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true at all. He's like conflating the idea of dimensions as like a vector with like the idea of dimensions as like a plane. So so if you can perform this experiment in real life, by the way. If you run in a straight line, right? Like just whatever forward is for you, right? And you run at whatever pace, you're going to be the same speed as if you turn to the left. 45 degrees and ran. I'll let him say his raising. All right. The stream chat's a bit delayed, so you might, I don't know what, All right. You can click play.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say before we continue, so the Fallen God donated $5, said the video I wanted to send is exactly 17 minutes, so rip, just tell Hashi to accept Ballastor Gelt post destruction of TWTS is above the Emperor.
Clown. Alright. So unpause the video.
Okay.
Well, you guys can put the
Don't
link in the
distance
super
it.
chat. If it doesn't let you, then
Yeah. The link to my Discord is in the description, by the way, so
yeah, the chat called calling in, you should be able to see if you, no matter what. If you can't see it, then we'll have to mess with it later. But
Yeah.
just verify anyways. I mean, keep playing the video
Covers.
system.
Funny enough, by the time White shows back up, he's utterly shocked. This is an example of time skip based speeds, based on time hacks. When you skip
Pause
time,
again. Oh my god.
oh man.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Time
boy.
ain't the fourth dimension, my friend.
Yeah, this is where we now get into big misconception of time equals 4D, which shock to everybody, not true.
It's not. No.
It started if I remember correctly from what you told me, that time even being considered the fourth dimension was first starting out as like a misconception of like people misinterpreting what Einstein said about time and the fourth dimension.
Even in like papers contemporary to Einstein's relativity, people understood that time wasn't a vector. They understood it was like a property of space. Even Birdsong noticed that. It's pretty clear.
Yeah, because so people don't know what it means. Like if something is if time is a property of space, that means that while time, basically that means that time requires space in order to exist. So while you can have a space without time, you can't have time without space.
Not in the traditional sense, at least. No.
Yeah. Essentially.
Right.
So, and it really just comes down to how you define time, right? And essentially, time is just a measurement of progression.
Yeah.
Right.
Just some people, time is just our monkey brains putting things in order.
Yeah.
It just depends what you think time really is.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep on the video.
you're able to give the illusion of infinite speed, like Hit. Hit is not actually faster than Goku, but because he could skip time, he seemed like he was faster, and Goku had to shatter his limits and actually break the threshold of Plonk time in order to meet Hit
What?
where he
No,
was
pause
at.
again.
Plonk time? What?
No,
Oh boy.
time's got it's like most hacks in Dragon Ball, just work on people who are weaker than you. So when Goku was stronger, it didn't work anymore. And then we see in the filler fight, well, it's not even filler because the anime is just canon in
Yeah.
Super, that Goku was able to destroy the pocket dimension that Hit creates with his power.
Yeah. So people just misunderstand what Hit's time ability is, and I don't even know if I would even consider it a quote unquote time ability, because all he's doing is like entering his own like realm that quote unquote stores time, and essentially when he goes into that realm, everything in our world basically moves like zero, and he can drag people into this same world, this same realm, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like they're transcending anything. He's just literally pulling them into this other world where basically it while things can progress within that realm, but in comparison to our world, it's like nothing is progressing at all. So when they return, it's just like Hits tells him, it's like they're gonna look at you and they're gonna see that you die in an instant, but that's only if you don't comply with what I say.
Yeah. We also seen like the Tournament of Power that you can like time stop people to like stop their velocity or whatever.
So like imagine if like Hit was like in front of you, if he time skipped, it's like he basically hops into his world, then moves toward, and now instead of like being like 5 meters away from you, he now has like say a second to now be directly in front of you and then punch you in the face.
Yeah. Alright, keep playing the video.
Yeah.
meaning Goku was moving infinite speed. And we know this is true because as Hit has...
Okay, that's just... You just do not understand what infinite speed is, dude. Like, here's the other problem, too, is that he just did not define what infinite speed and immeasurable speed were at the start of the video. So anyone who watches his video would have to know what those two terms mean going into it, because he did not even try to explain what those two were. Like, you would basically have to know what those were, otherwise you would not know what this guy is talking about at all.
Yeah.
So, well, for those who don't know, infinite speed is just traveling an infinite distance in a finite amount of time. And immeasurable speed is basically just time traveling via raw or sheer speed alone. Right? It's not...
So you'd be moving in negative time. And so that's why it's called measurable, because when you plug it into the speed equation, it breaks.
Yeah. Okay.
Said before, time has stopped for everyone except us, showing that Hit is literally moving at what we think is infinite speed, though he's really just controlling time itself.
Okay, so that tells me as well is that he's also going off of Versus Battle Wiki.
Yeah, another problem is that if you take what happens in the anime literally, then you also have to believe that like the Super Saiyan Blue Goku that was fighting Hit is 1/10 of infinite speed.
Yeah.
Right. Because Kaioken is just explicitly like a multiplier across all stats.
Yeah.
So you have to believe that, and then it starts working again on Goku as well.
Yeah.
So that makes it even weirder. So it's just more it's more consistent to say that it's just a time hack and that Goku was able to resist it, and then Hit was able to overcome that resistance.
Yeah. Well, because it's even more elaborated on in the manga. It's implicit in the anime, but in the manga, they just straight up state that if you are more powerful than Hit, you'll just be able to resist his time ability.
Yeah.
So it's not even just like, oh, it's like something that you can it's just something it's not like you just gain a resistance. Like, you can just simply be more powerful than Hit in Dragon Ball, and just that alone will be able to allow you to overcome it. And that's why immediately when he goes from Super Saiyan Blue to Kaioken Blue, he's just immediately speed blitzing around Hit, and that's why he was able to bypass it. And that's why Goku says, it's like, it won't work. Like, I don't care how far you push your time skip, it's nothing compared to what I am now. So even if Hit is able to move, like, his time like increases by like 5 seconds as opposed to 1, it doesn't matter because Goku's just so much stronger than him. He'd be able to eventually, like, basically break the time skip and be able to hit him anyway.
Yeah. All right. Keep playing the video
itself to give the illusion to any lower dimensional being that he's moving at infinite speed.
Oh boy.
Now let's even the playing field. Let's say White and Black are both in the 4th dimensional time thread. Well, surprisingly, nothing would actually change.
Time thread?
All right. So if you want to call time a thread, that's fine. I mean, Warhammer does that with the skein.
Yeah.
But even if you take the like misconception literally, all the things that you would read that will call time a dimension will say 3 dimensions of space and a point of time.
Yeah.
A point. A point is not the same as a line, folks.
Yeah.
So if you're saying a time thread, in the analogy of us having a timeline would actually be, quote, 5 dimensions, because it would have to form a line of time, right? So no, you're not even consistent within your own video.
Yeah.
Try again. Right. Continue.
Change. This is because they're now on even playing fields, and White would still hold the superior speed. But what happens if we were to take these same characters and let...
Oh, yep, so he does think that time is just straight up the 4th dimension, because then he said 5D is just being outside of it.
No, that's not
oh,
true at
boy.
all.
Here's the something that I don't know, I don't think I elaborated on my video because it didn't
Wait, I want to listen a bit more. Wait, before we comment, I want to listen a bit more to what he says about the 5th dimension.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For a little bit.
Let them leave outside of time and space, and in general, we call this the 5th dimension. This is the interesting portion, because it goes into what immeasurable speed is.
Alright, pause now. Yeah, you did. Alright, so So if the fifth dimension is outside of space, right, and outside of time, right, like I don't know how you're getting like movement values out of them. Like, what are you comparing their movement to, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is a kilometer per hour if you don't have space, right? It's not. It just doesn't. Or like, how are they moving a kilometer per hour if they're outside of time as well? Like, that's just.
Yeah.
I know obviously the smart people in the chat are gonna say, well, Hashi, they would just be a higher form of speed, and it's like, yeah, if you're smart and you use good speed scaling, they would be, but this video clearly doesn't use that.
Yeah.
So, all right, keep flying.
Well, I was just gonna say, so say this is something we've talked about, but say that time is the fourth dimension, right? What's the fifth dimension? Is it just another dimension beyond time? Like, is it a spatial dimension? Like, what is... If time is specifically its own dimension, right, then what the heck is the fifth dimension? What's the sixth dimension? What's the seventh dimension? And now you're just forced to now... Because you've now have, like, this consistency of one spatial dimension all the way up to 3, and now all of a sudden time is the fourth dimension arbitrarily? Like, why? If that's the case, then what is the fifth dimension? You can't just say, oh, it's just a dimension that's beyond time. It's like, why is that the case? You're just never going to be able to justify it because it's wrong.
Yeah. All right, keep playing the video.
Speed is distance over time. And without
Yep.
distance and without time, then you're going to have nothing to measure, thus immeasurable
No,
speed.
pause it.
Therefore,
Now, I explained this earlier. That's not how measurable speed came about. Measurable speed comes about because what's it called? If you're dividing by a negative, the speed formula breaks, so it's called immeasurable.
Yeah.
If you have no distance, like you're moving zero distance, then it gets to kind of a weird semantical argument of
Yeah.
is moving no distance impressive? Because to some people, 0 is the lowest value, but to other people, null is, with null being a value less than 0 that represents that you don't interact. So,
Yeah.
if you're really semantic, moving no distance in some occasions might be impressive, but that's a pretty deep argument. All right, continue.
Okay.
even in the fourth dimension, black would utterly lose to white by an infinite degree. And this is the true essence of immeasurable speed, the ability to not have anything to measure who you are or what your speed is.
No.
And that's why Jiren...
Wait, I like spaced out for a second. What did he say?
He's just saying, like, oh, because the speed formula can't measure you, that's why it's called immeasurable, but his version of measurement is flawed, so no one cares.
Yeah.
Jiren doesn't transcend time in the way he wants.
Yeah.
No. He's just above his time hacks, and that's why Otto says it.
Well, yeah. This is something I'm going to be discussing in my Dragon Ball video. Is why, like, this does not imply that Jiren is immeasurable. Because you have to take into the context of what's happening. Like, why is Vado saying this statement? It's like, what is she witnessing that causes her to say this? Jiren is under the effects of Hit's time prison. And Hit's time prison is basically just Hit putting him and Jiren in his own dimension, causing him to not be able to move. But Jiren then overpowers this ability quite literally to the point where Vados literally points it out that his power transcended it. Right?
Yeah.
And she's referring to Hit's specific time ability. Not that it's like the like analogy that I like to use with people is that if you're running from like in a marathon, right? And like how fast you finish the race or something would be considered like a speed feat, right? But now say you're now expected to run that marathon while pulling a truck. Would that could be considered more of a speed feat or a power feat? And it would be
Yeah, I was about to say, that's right. If I wanted to respond to something in the chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
I thought you were kind of dragging on there. Here's a question. If a 3D dude is able to move in a higher dimensional structure, wouldn't that warrant... the problem is, Goose, is that all dimensions are kind of the same. It's about having them stacked that makes them impressive. So like if you run in a straight line, right, and we can call that straight line length, right? Your whatever speed. But if you turn, to your right, which would be like depth, if it was like a 2D square and you run, you'd be at the same speed again. And then if you ran diagonal in between them, you'd still be the same speed. You don't get faster. Now, if you can like cross a object with hypervolume, it then starts to depend, right? Because of your hypervolume stuff that occurs. But just moving in the fourth dimension doesn't make you faster. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Power to transcend time itself, according to Vados. And no, just because you age doesn't mean your abilities and combat strengths can't transcend time. Now let's talk about infinite speed. This buddy here is going to be named Rick, because he kind of looks like him. And Rick has infinite speed, which therefore, he can thus stalemate these characters, because regardless of distance...
What?
No.
Whoa. Okay. That's that's an interesting, like... You wanna talk about this?
Alright, so... The chat's still like, alright, ask the chat which version we want to talk about first. So let's go over how this occurs in reality, right? And so time is in the fourth dimension, right? So it's just two people moving in different vectors at each rate, and then somebody who's moving infinite speed in whatever time, right? The infinite speed character's faster. Now, if time is the fourth dimension, right, and you're moving through time, the person who can move through time would get there faster because they could arrive before they left.
Yeah.
And if you're outside of space and time, then you're probably going to end up being a relevant speed anyways, and you'd be faster than both of them.
Yeah. It's something I demonstrated like on my my cosmic treadmill video. Is literally like if you put an immeasurable speed character up against characters who have like an infinite speed or even inaccessible, the guy who has immeasurable speed will arrive at the end of the finish line before the gun even shot that like would start the race. So he'd be there before the race even started. So.
Oh, a super chat from the fallen god. Brian Shaw greater than Surfbone speed scaling facts.
Damn.
Honestly.
I got bodied there.
I got bodied by the super chat. Alright, keep playing the video.
Cora tier arguments in video form. That's pretty much this video. Like
I mean that's just what these arguments really are, is it's just like I don't want to think about it. And so brain hurty, and then they make stuff like this. So
yeah.
It doesn't matter to him. His speed is infinite, and this didn't matter, even when he was in the third dimension, especially not when he's in the fourth dimension, because in the fourth dimension, his speed would be infinitely greater than the 50 kilometers per hour that Black can travel, and if he was outside of time, then he'd...
Oh, man.
No, if you're moving an infinite distance, right, in a finite amount of time, you would be slower than somebody who's moving 50 kilometers in a negative amount of time, which would be a measurable speed, right?
Yeah.
I guess, like, you could say if 4D is it's like DC, right? And there's like a time stream, and they're both in it. You could say like, oh, the infinite speed character can be faster, and there's like an explanation why, but it's not something that would be inherent to these claims. It's something that would require both contexts.
Yeah. Man, it's just such a weird way of looking at speed tiering. It's just so like it makes things more complicated and convoluted by trying to say like this is how things work and why infinite speed. Again, if I just don't, it's the whole thing about time being its own dimension that really bothers me, and it's really hard because I'm trying to explain why you can't, because if you have immeasurable speed, it's something I even explained in my my speed tiering video, is once you get beyond infinite speed, distance becomes an irrelevant concept, pretty much. Like, distance does not matter, because you're literally going to show up somewhere, either in no time or in negative time. So,
yeah.
It's just, this is a super weird way of looking at scaling. So
Yeah.
Definitely still have the infinite distance and differences between him and White's speed of 100 kilometers per hour. And as you can see, this is a very underrated trope. Most people don't realize that a lot of the characters they think.
So you're saying it's a trope. It's almost like you agree with me then that this is something that a verse would have to show as the case, right? Like that these the fourth and the fifth dimension are more like realms than they are this like effect, right? Yeah. Or like this like vector through which things happen. So this is almost like thinking that like what DC says about like dimensions and that one scan with Mixie is applicable to everything.
Yeah.
All right, keep playing.
Think are extremely fast and immeasurable are only that way because they transcend space-time or some other dimension that's arbitrary, but their base stats and speed aren't truly infinite. Now, is it possible to bypass infinite speed?
Oh, actually, pause for a second. I should have said that earlier. I don't like it when people say truly infinite because that leads to like the ambiguity fallacy of like do they just mean like Aleph and Null, which is like the infinity we usually think of, or do they mean like absolute infinity, right?
Yeah. Well, he's just about to get into like the one thing I heard while I was pausing was, is it possible to bypass infinite speed? And he said yes. So,
I mean, yeah. I just wanted to say that in case he tries to equivocate later.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, is it possible to bypass infinite speed? Well, yes. If it's not the monolithical infinity, you can actually have an Aleph Null higher infinity, which can theoretically surpass the other.
Second. The problem here is that Aleph Null is usually what infinity people talk about.
Yeah. The thing is that people just don't.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say he meant like a higher infinity, which that is true. You could move like a higher infinity of stuff, right? Like, all right. So, sorry, Surfbone, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say that like Aleph Null is literally defined as the lowest level of infinity. That's literally what Aleph Null means. So whatever this infinity, like this should be there, right? Aleph Null is the lowest infinity that you can have. And that's what set theory explains, is that there's multiple sets of it. You can have multiple sets of infinity, and infinity is greater than the other. Like you can have infinity plus 1, infinity plus 2, and those would be bigger than each other, right?
Yeah.
This will always be the lowest one. This is like 0. You have 0, and then this could be like infinity, just regular infinity.
Well,
or infinity plus 1.
I think in this part of the video it's kind of poorly scripted because you should just not have mentioned true infinity. It just complicates things. You should have just been like, and if we take this character who I said has infinite speed, well, there can be people who have a higher infinity of speed as according to set theory, right?
Yeah, that's the problem. They never introduced set theory or explain that this is where Aleph Null comes from. So. Yeah.
Or if he didn't, he might later, but I'm saying this is like a scripting error to talk about it.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Infinity of Rick. In this case, we'll call this lady Lola, and as you could see, she exists on the 6th dimensional realm.
What?
What? Wait. Why couldn't she?
Wait. Pull up the one picture. Yeah. Pull up the Great Ice Ball Earth picture.
Oh, the Great Snowball.
Yeah. Because the way how we say higher level of time is the same way how this picture says, like, possibly hollow, which is a shit post. Yeah, it's the first one in Google Images. Open that bitch up full screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, see it says possibly hollow right there? Yeah, the same energy. Same energy, my guy.
This is that like this same energy as this. And Great Ice Bowl is possibly hollow.
Yeah, it's like it's like a shit post.
Like, oh my god! Like this guy just seems like he just doesn't understand like many different things.
Yeah, he's going in with a very like you think like time is like a cosmic force. Like there's like like almost like in Pokemon how there's like Dialga. Right?
Yeah.
He's going in with like that type of energy rather than like in reality, Dialga would be like Palkia's arm. Like,
Yeah.
just like a part of him.
Right.
Keep going.
Lola, and as you could see, she exists on the 6th dimensional realm, a higher dimension of time, and therefore, in this perspective, 6D is considered to be infinitely greater than 5D. Thus, as a temporal complexity, it definitely opens up the room to more different possibilities of higher temporal speeds. And as
Can
you
we
can see from
pause
the
for a
list
second?
here,
Oh boy.
So, so if you're infinitely all right. To give him the maximum benefit of the doubt, we'll say that his character Lola was meant to have like Aleph 1 speed, right? Let's just give him the benefit.
Yeah, let's just not say Aleph Null, say Aleph 1.
Yeah, or it's just a higher infinity, right? So, if infinite speed or being infinitely greater makes you that much faster, then why wasn't Rick already moving in the 4th dimension to begin with? Can you show me some math as to why only Aleph 1 or a higher infinity of speed gets you up in higher forms of time? Can I see any reasoning for that? Like you've already like established your case, and now you're just like special pleading. As for his thing,
you know what's weird?
Wait, complex infinite speed? What?
Yeah, complex infinite speed. What does that mean?
Where's
Higher temporal?
inaccessible?
Oh my god.
Timeless speed?
Yeah,
Is that
this is his inaccessible speed, which contradicts what he said earlier.
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah. Oh my. I'm sorry, guys. This is.
Oh, actually, wait. Before you start again, I actually do like this guy's like aesthetic that he's been doing, like the kind of stick figures. But if you're gonna keep doing that, I would actually use not handwritten fonts here.
Yeah.
Like I would have used like regular like fonts for like a light, MFTL, whatever. Infinite, you could have some like cool font. Timeless, another different font, and then like a measurable, use like the Back to the Future font or something like that.
Yeah.
I do like the video in terms of production quality, though. I do think the stick figures are nice. It reminds me of the Sam O'Nella video.
Yeah. Speed is just something that can't be measured. It's not truly greater than infinite speed or timeless speed. And timeless speed is just...
What? Wait, I need to hear that one more time.
It's not truly greater than infinite speed or timeless speed. Just speeds of higher temporal speeds. And as you can see from the list here, immeasurable speed is just something that can't be measured. It's not truly greater than infinite speed or timeless speed. And timeless speed is just time manipulation, to be honest with you.
Wait. Did you hear him? He said that timeless speed is just time manipulation. Like
Alright, so to avoid somebody watching this and being like, actually his version of timeless speed is this like really airtight definition that specifically only includes whatever. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt and say timeless is inaccessible, right?
Yeah.
I.e. moving in 0 time. So if we have a race, right, and we have somebody who has infinite speed, inaccessible, immeasurable, right? The gun gets fired, but actually before the gun fired, the guy with immeasurable speed has already arrived. And then when no time has passed after the gun has been fired, the inaccessible speed guy has arrived. Yeah. And then at the smallest unit of measurement, the infinite speed guy has arrived.
Yeah. Also, if timeless speed is just like you just do not understand how power scaling works if you're just saying that characters with time manipulation abilities are just its own category of speed. Like you just do not understand. It's like most time, unless it's like a passive ability, most hacks require an activation, and that is intrinsic on whatever your reaction speed is. That's why, like, say, I was gonna give like a Naruto example. Like, why.
Now I got this. Okay. It's like how in like JoJo's, Dio is like MFTL usually, but when he stops time, time is stopped. Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't make Dio faster, right? Like Jotaro's still able to beat the hell out of him. Yeah. Like they're the same speed in time stop too. So it's obviously just more consistent that time hacks doesn't correlate to speed in that case.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll have a better example. If someone like Goku, who has like a teleportation ability, right? It's entirely dependent on how fast his reactions are. right?
Yeah.
And because your reaction is you mentally activating the ability, and then Goku teleports.
Yeah.
Right?
And
that's how
in,
it works.
and in canon, nobody scales to the teleporting either.
Yeah.
The only time people do is in the movies, and that's its own meme that I started. So
Yeah.
keep going.
Only considered greater because most of the infinite speed feats occur in the third dimension, since the third dimension gives us...
Nope, not true.
That's not true.
It's so weird because, like, what happens if a guy, this guy literally is, like, faced with, like, he's in a debate with somebody, right? And he has, like, say, like, an outerversal character, and then it's like, oh, and then he comes across a character who's not only like a third dimensional being, but also has feats greater than the outerversal character that he has. And it's like, how is he's not going to be able to know how to respond to that, and they're going to have this whole discussion because they have this super huge difference in how they look at speed tiering.
There it is. There's Jared being a Chad. Yeah, I started that meme. Yeah, Metacooler does, and eighth movie Broly debatably does, because they show the instant transmission in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I don't think anybody else scales. Oh yeah, and then obviously people would scale off of movie 8 characters in the second Broly movie and third Broly movie.
Yeah.
All right, keep playing
distance in time, allowing us to measure the speed. But if any of those beings were to transcend to a higher dimension with the timeless or immeasurable beings, they'd likely be far faster, since their infinite speed would stagnantly increase along. And of course, this principle is limited to the fact that higher dimensional complexities of a 3D dimension could hold so much more infinity that an infinite 2D component is absolute zero or nothing in that 3D world. Kind of like the Measure Sponge.
This man's showing an Umineko scan.
Oh boy.
This man's showing an Umineko scan to just basically explain how dimensional tiering works. Christ, dude. You remember how earlier in the video I said if this is like if DC showed you what dimensions were? This man is just basing what he thinks dimensions are. Oh, we got a super chat from Blackgoat.
Yeah.
Before you were saying it might be speed argument for moving a hypervolume distance. No, the argument. So it would be like the problem is that you could have a 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 tesseract that's just like a meter, but it goes into the fourth dimension. And so you being able to move around it wouldn't necessarily make you infinite speed because you're just moving a meter.
Well, he said inaccessible.
Yeah, but it gets wonky when you start factoring in like what this hypervolume is containing and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I can't watch this anymore. Yeah, I'm thinking that too, my guy. Honestly.
Look, yeah. Man, you said that this would be like something we wouldn't laugh at, but it's pretty bad. Like,
yeah,
some of the takes he has is so like I've never actually seen somebody have takes like these before.
Yeah, my problem is that like I'm not laughing at it most of the time.
Well, I am.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mentioned in Umineko. And yes, there are beings who have transcended many different altitudes of infinity, like the Speed Force transcenders, like Cosmic Armor Superman and Mandrake, who are fighting at such a high...
Mandrake?
That's actually debatable.
Mandrake? Yeah, but
Yeah, the problem here is that this man doesn't know anything about DC scaling, so his justification for why they would be above the Speed Force would be really bad.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't be able to explain stuff like the Flash running in the sixth dimension or Paradox's realm being out in the Overvoid.
Yeah.
High level of infinite speed, the infinite speed that Flash has might as well be a standstill.
Wait,
and there you have it.
No, go back.
He fucking...
The infinite speed that Flash has...
He has the hyper... Flash breaking hyper time?
This guy is so unaware. Oh my god, dude.
How do people think this guy knows what he's talking about?
It's because he's drawing stick figures.
Yeah.
He's drawing stick figures. Alright, keep going.
might as well be a standstill. And there you have it. This is why infinite speed is technically greater than immeasurable speed. And I hope these speed-based principles will help you guys in further developing which characters are faster on a fictional versus battle that you typically see. And I'll answer this since I know it will be in the comment section below. The principle of irrelevant speed is nothing more but just speed not holding any weight or candle because it is outside of space-time, such as an outer-versal being. There is no waiting, there is no time for...
You're downplaying by saying it's just outside of space-time, because that's what you said 5D was. It's outside of the concepts of space-time. So, like, whatever you're attributing to time, what's it called? An outer-versal character would be beyond, like, the idea of that.
Yeah.
When it will happen, it just happened because it already has. Typically because that's the principle of outer-versal. No space and no time on an absolute platonic level.
What? Platonic?
Oh boy.
A level that Platonism occurs on? Is that the world of forms? What is it? Right?
Yeah.
Also, outer-versal isn't defined by Platonic concepts. Platonic concepts just happen to be outer.
Yeah.
And you know where that argument even came from? It came from Discord.
Yep.
Like, this is like if you guys were like in kindergarten, right? And you like built really cool Lego stuff, and because you were building Lego stuff, and kids just started taking it and like ripping it apart. Like all these arguments, we've been around when they were like pioneered.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, the whole Platonic concepts being outer-versal argument came from our good friends Naya and Webcam Parrot. Those guys pioneered that argument. If they didn't, nobody would even try to like even mention Platonic concepts or even try to make it out like Jungian archetypes or even similar to them.
Yeah.
To them. So,
like, this is gonna sound really egotistical, but I don't care. But like, almost all of the arguments stem from this like same group of people on Discord. Like, all of like these like groundbreaking arguments come from this like very similar group of people. And we have bottom feeders like this who like take it and like wipe their ass with it, and then they get like mad that nobody agrees with them or whatever.
yeah, Fallen God. His terminology and makes everything way more complex. It makes it really convoluted as well, because I feel like it's... And this thing, he makes it out to be super simple, but it's actually making things a whole lot more complex and convoluted and everything. It's just really bad. Like, I just don't think this guy understands scaling or dimensional tiering at all.
Yeah, also mid-top, I'm looking at when we started watching the stream, and if you actually watched the whole stream, I said we would like take about 3 times the length of the video.
Yeah.
And we're about on point there, so you can eat it.
Yeah. Also, again, we're getting close to being done with this video, so if anyone wants to send a super chat wanting us to react to a certain power scaling video, then send like a super chat.
Yeah, or if you've already sent one, just drop a link.
Yeah, there's already been a few people that have already sent one, so if you want us to watch something right after this, then yeah, send a super chat and tell us what you want us to watch.
Yeah, or if you've already sent one, then just drop a link.
Yeah.
If it doesn't
already send a link, then just at me in the Discord.
Yeah.
Absolute platonic level. But nonetheless, this has been Atari HMB. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment on.
Yep, that's pretty much everything.
All right, press escape there, son. Show us the thing. Now dislike it and comment ratio. Do it.
Oh, dislike and then comment ratio?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Just type ratio in the chat.
Yeah, just comment ratio. Alright, there we go. Alright. Yeah, so we're doing this video. There's also a calling in chat in the Discord as well. So
yep.
Yeah.
Alright, here I'm going to...
I guess for now, if you guys have questions or whatever, I guess I'll just start reading chat. Immortal Duo is the strongest Akatsuki duo. Wouldn't the strongest Akatsuki duo be EMS Madara and White Mask Obito? Like, I don't. Well, if you're not counting them, I guess.
Yeah.
I always think it's funny to throw in Madara because he is technically a part of the Akatsuki.
Yeah. Well, Black Goat, basically what he's saying, what what Hai's telling you to do, because you sent a super chat, you're allowed to tell us a video to react to. Nope also has that ability now, and Fallen God. As long as it's not super long.
Yeah, we prefer shorter videos.
Yeah. If they're
if it's a 17-minute video, it better be really damn good.
Yeah.
But really good, I mean
better
really
be
bad.
It better be funny to react to. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because we've already been going on for at least an hour.
Yeah.
Well, we just passed the 1 hour mark.
Yeah. Let me check the Discord.
Yeah. And I just can't get over the fact that we have like the little otter on the stream.
Yeah.
And it's almost like he's like dancing to the background music.
Yeah, he's flying, dude. There we go. If someone else said something earlier, I can respond to.
Black Goat says, watch his Zeno Goku scale.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
We're gonna watch that now. I sent a link. You guys can look at it if you want. It's exactly 17 minutes. Where is it? Where'd you put the link? Fallen God. If it doesn't, like I said, if it doesn't let you send it in the chat or whatever, then post it in the Discord. Or in general chat. Bro, the evidence is futile. Is futile. Shit is better. The evidence is futile. Shit. But I don't know what you're trying to say there, my guy. Try again. Like.
Let's see.
I guess my problem with like watching a Xeno Goku video is that I don't scale heroes, and I don't think they're friendly.
No.
So like, yeah. Can the Stormcast Eternal be the? Oh god, I don't want to watch that. First of all, it's amazing.
Oh, how strong! It's 23 minutes long. Even then.
Yeah, Black. Yeah, it's a bit long, Black Goat. Sorry, man. I guess with the irrelevant speed part, since it transcends the concepts of speed, space, and distance, and outer versals beyond dimensions, I think no, time is just something that occurs within space. Not exactly like how you at people and you like type it out. If you're on phone, it's weird. It's like
yeah.
He made a video titled "Evidence is Futile," basically memeing on Versus sites. Then he gave over. I'm not going to say that word on stream.
Yeah.
Still trying to scale, trying to scale. Don't say that. That's just weird. Goku the low complex, yeah.
Oh, Atari's the one that made this? How dimensional tiering works? Well, we just saw from this video, like, this one, that he doesn't even know what he's talking about in terms of dimensional tiering. He doesn't... And someone said earlier, if you try to tag him on Discord, he'll just... about his videos, he'll just ignore you, so it's not like we could even try talking to this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the one. He said evidence is futile.
How long is it?
5 minutes.
Alright, let's watch it.
It says proving Goku's objectively multiversal, so...
I mean, I agree, he is multiversal, but...
Yeah. Mod on... Oh, okay, let's... Here, I'm gonna... Alright.
Alright. Let's watch. It's a meme video, obviously, because there's Patrick there, but...
Yeah.
Mod on some Versus site. Alright.
Oh, wait, I forgot to...
Oh, yeah, you gotta do it on the stream. Force him to talk to you? You can't just force people to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm
It works.
I'm not just going to straight up pull up into his Discord and be like, yo, your video was dumb. Like, debate me. Like, I'm not that confrontational. If the guy has problems with what I said, then he can come talk to me. But I'm not going to just go out and seek somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of person, so.
Quick play.
Hello. Do you remember when Goku almost destroyed a macrocosm with his bare hands?
Yes, I do. I think I remember that.
Then can we have an upgrade to make him multiversal at least?
Nope, don't think I can do that for you, sorry.
Wait, what? But I have clear evidence right here.
Nope, not good enough, sorry.
What? But you have Zamasu as low multiversal and Goku's stronger than him.
Who is Zamasu again?
Okay, for starters, do you remember in 1989 in June when they released episode 8, it confirms the afterlife and the living world are both separate space-time continuums, right?
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Right, and not to mention we even have another place called the Room of Spirit and Time where time flows completely different. It's considered a separate realm because the Elder Kai refers to it as a Jigen no Toki, a Japanese term to say a dimension of pure time. So as you see, it's still a separate realm, right?
Well, I guess that makes sense.
And furthermore, for those of you who downplay, page 54 in the Daizenshu 4 actually is speaking of the observable universe regarding cardinality. It's even confirmed in page 19 with Guro, so this is the observable universe they're seeing infinitely expanding. This is why it says Luminations in light years. It's actually page 18 that originally says it is infinite, and Daizenshu 7, page 44, furthermore confirms this by saying it's an endless space. So both of these pages are speaking of endless space, whereas the other are speaking infinitely expanding life.
Okay, that makes a bit of sense.
Toriyama even confirms in his interview that the afterlife and living world are two separate space-time.
Okay, do we want to even talk about anything that he said so far?
The problem is that like we agree with multiversal. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, because here's something that we all agree. That like I guess like us and Atari would agree on is that the macrocosm composes of multiple universes, right? And like stuff like the other world, the Kaioshin realm, the demon realm, all of those are either confirmed universes or separate space times.
Yeah.
So
I don't know where he was going with like the Room of Spirit and Time. I think there is like I don't know if the evidence he presented is good enough for that or if it even matters, but
yeah.
I guess the biggest problem is like you just shouldn't care about like trying to upgrade characters on like VSB or whatever because that's what they want you to do. They want you to go there try to red.
You know what's funny? You probably could just equate the Room of Spirit and Time to Hit's time ability, right?
Yeah,
it works in a very similar fashion where a year in there is 1 day in the real world, right?
Yeah.
So that's how it works. That's basically Hit's time abilities. Whatever happens in Hit's time ability, nothing happens within like our reality. That's basically what it is. A macrocosm is a collection of universes, basically.
Yeah. All right. Can you playing the video?
Oh, well, I was just gonna say the Room of Spirit and Time is just that, but also Goku says in like this exact same scene as well that the Room of Spirit and Time is the size of Earth. So it's more like it is it's another separate dimension, but we actually know how big it is. And it's like Dende is again powerful enough to and Kami are the ones that create these realms as well. So unless you're trying to say that they're universal and they somehow are that much like stronger than Goku and everybody else during this like the Cell Saga, like at this point in time, then they wouldn't be universal by this feat. So okay, I'm going to oh no all
right,
Hashi, we're gonna
And Daizenshu 7, page 44, furthermore confirms this by saying it's an endless space. So both of these pages are speaking of endless space, whereas the other are speaking infinitely expanding life.
Okay, that makes a bit of sense.
Toriyama even confirms in his interview that the afterlife and living world are two separate space-time continuums, or universes. It's even confirmed here, as you could see in 1998 in an
Oh boy. Yeah, that's why.
Where this is from? Wait, keep playing. Keep.
old RPG data book, by the way, which, by the way,
Pause.
The old RPG a Goku card.
He's adding on. Let him finish real fast.
Okay.
is still published by Shueisha, or at least licensed, though it's still not contradicting, because in
Wait,
Daisen
pause. It being published doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Like they also published like Dragon Ball Heroes and like the One Piece crossover, right? We don't lump those into canon, right? Like Christ. All right, keep going.
Yeah. The thing is, like, even if it helps support it, it's like when people try to use game material for like anime and like manga to try to say it's canon to the original source material when it should not even be considered as such. Like,
Yeah.
like off the bat. Again, this is a RPG random Dragon Ball card game that was published. Like, it's not even something that's like the data books, which are literally published to be an explanation to help like give more clarity and on how Dragon Ball works and everything. That's what it is.
4, which is on page 20, they confirm the afterlife transcends dimensions that are invisible to the human world. And those of you who think it says transcendental still means to transcend or go beyond. Stop blocking out evidence in order
pause
to...
it real quick. Like I said, when something's transcendental, it's beyond the ordinary. It might be religious, spiritual, or otherworldly. And it's saying it goes beyond the regular physical, which is what it would mean. It's just like when you're in your afterlife, you're not really physical anymore.
Yeah, like spiritual or otherworldly. You know what's considered, or like religious, spiritual, or otherworldly? You know what people like that are also considered? Ghosts are considered spiritual, otherworldly. Demons, angels. Are they just fourth dimensional beings now because we can't perceive them and they're beyond the physical? Like, is that what we're going down the route of? Like transcendental is just this really bad keyword that a lot of people tried to point out as something that's really impressive if it's even mentioned anywhere in any type of text. Like,
to fit your own argument by suppressing it. Moreover, I'd like to point out, in order to fit your...
The adjective transcendental is used to describe a particular kind of meditation, a specific school of philosophy, and even a type of number in mathematics. So
he's just like he's getting mad that people don't accept that scan. That's why he's like coping.
Own argument by suppressing it. Moreover, I'd like to point out, in 1995 as well, the Fusion Reborn movie talks about it.
Fusion Reborn. So now you're just using things that are like specifically stated to be in a separate dimension from the main continuity of Dragon Ball. So
yeah,
this wouldn't even apply to the main continuity of the anime or the manga. Like, the movies are their own separate dimension. Like,
yeah, I don't know what he's trying to argue. Keep going.
Having eternal laws of nature. And for those of you who don't know, eternity refers to having no time, or no beginning or end in actuality. And this is even confirmed.
Pause. No, like even right there it says lasting forever, and it says without beginning or end. But like it says eternal youth. If you had eternal youth, you were born at some point, weren't you?
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to take this very niche definition of the word eternal and just stretch it.
Yeah.
Keep playing.
Well, because we were just talking about religious and shit. Someone was saying, like, I know it's controversial, but we ever scale the Bible God? Probably never.
Yeah,
that'll only upset people if I even tried to do that. Like,
yeah, there are like a vast amount of people who, when you're talking about power scaling, and you're like, all right, who's the strongest character? They'll put God at number one, not like the presence, not the one above all, or like God from Spawn, but
Yeah.
in real life God that they think is real.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is whenever people are trying to bring up the whole Jesus versus Goku thing, the main problem I had with it is that unlike Goku, people like believe that Jesus exists. Like he's an actual real person that existed within history, and now he's just this like being that we can't even perceive, and that only when we die are we capable of meeting him. Right?
But,
So trying to
and
say
then,
that it's like either you say he's this, because if you're trying to say he's a fictional character, you either have to say that he is the strongest, or don't even talk about him at all, because people are going to get mad. Like,
yeah. And then if you do say he's real, then it becomes like the same debate of like IRL brick versus all fiction.
yeah, because now it's just like I don't know why we, like, if somebody in my server was like trying to like say like, if I were to fight Superman, would I just beat him because I'm real and he isn't? It's like, why would you even care about answering that question? Like, it seems pretty obvious, like, right? He's real and you're real and he isn't. Like, why does that even need to be up for a discussion or something? Like, that's just kind of a pointless discussion. So
From this scan, because the scan I showed you was from 1828. This is a current modern translation of the exact same definition, so there is no cherry-picking evidence. And if it's eternal and has no beginning or end, or aka time, it confirms Goku's statement here, as you can see, which is actually still double confirmed by the Supreme Kaioshin, who also makes the same observation of it being a temporal world. Remember Goku and Beerus threatening to destroy
pause.
Universe 7?
The problem with like the Goku statement is that they're referring to like his body doesn't like decay, like it's in real life.
yeah,
Time clearly does pass because when like Goku can train for years in the other world, or the stuff with like the whole Saiyan arc is like dependent on that. So
yeah.
yeah, that's just clearly wrong.
Well, I should have you know, universe means all of creation, by the way, in the old definition. This is confirmed not only by someone such as Whis, but this is also confirmed by the narrator, including the Elder Kaioshin as well. So as a result, we know that it wasn't just universal power, they were literally striking each other low-effortly with the same type of power and getting stronger as the battle continues, hitting each other with this power. It's even confirmed with Fusamasu, who not only took over the entire Universe 7, as we discussed has multiple different universes within itself, but the entirety of the neutral zone, which is a space outside of the universe or space between universes.
We actually don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know if he went outside the neutral space. Like,
and also they don't call it the neutral space. It's like a Marvel term. Stop. Get some
Yeah.
help. Keep going.
Well, I was just gonna say, do we want to bring up the whole Xeno world thing?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, okay.
That, based on the stars in the background, you can confirm has at least an infinite number of stars that are at least the same size of the universe, judging from the luminosity.
What?
No,
Wait.
That's not how that works at all. No.
We don't have any statements of that, nor evidence, and you're trying to title this video as "Evidence is Futile," but you're not even presenting any evidence for what you're saying right now. Like,
the human eye, right, can only perceive things down to an arc second roundabout. So, if we have stars in the sky, right, they all appear to be relatively about the same size after they get a certain point away and start appearing dimmer. So we actually have no real way, because we can't do like parallax measurements or something to figure it out.
yeah.
Yo, can I ask a question? Can I join this debate on Discord? I have my own thoughts on this. I mean, we have a calling in chat, but if you're just gonna say like, yeah, this guy is wrong, I mean, I'm not too like, you can join, but I don't think like you're gonna make any like new points or something like that, you know?
Yeah. Not to be not to be like disrespectful or something, but
yeah, it's just if we have like three of us trying to say the same point, it's just gonna be like even longer.
yeah.
And size of the Universe 7 we see on this scan. It's even confirmed with the time rings, which, as you can see with the time rings, contains all of what I just mentioned as some form of nexus into a giant, larger timeline. Like,
Okay, so what these are their own separate, like, basically each of these rings have their own like 12 universe like 12 universes, including like their own Zeno and everything like that.
Yeah.
And
so
Zamasu has never been said to be claiming like, or has gotten big enough to overtake everything in that timeline. We don't know how. All we know is that Gawasu said that he's trying to merge with the universe. That's all we know.
Yeah.
We have nothing.
And then like,
yeah.
Then like his like best feat after that is like following the like time machine trail back, which obviously there's problems with that because it's like a trail. You know.
Yeah.
Like it's not. Dragon Ball Super has this like a very nice habit of like giving something that might be impressive, then quickly giving us reasons as to why it's not.
Yeah.
Kind of charming.
A smaller variant of DC's Hypertime and Zeno's world.
Whoa. Can we hear that one more time?
Rings contains all of what I just mentioned as some form of nexus into a giant, larger timeline, like a smaller variant of DC's Hypertime and Zeno's world even.
No, you just do not understand DC, my guy. Like, if that's what you define Hypertime as. Like, jeez, man. Like, that's actually bad. Like,
yeah.
Ooh, boy. Like, do you want to explain what Hypertime is to these people?
It's just like a time cube. Like, you have like timelines that make a time square, and then it gets turned into a time cube. And because DC's time stream is so impressive, Hypertime becomes really impressive to the point where it can like affect the new gods who are outer-versal.
Yeah, they're outside of like the concepts of space and time. So so time wouldn't be relevant to them, and Hypertime is basically time for them. Like, it's time for outer-versal beings. That's basically what it is. So. No, it would not be 5D. We went over earlier in the stream why 4D is not time, and why time is just a property of space and has nothing to do with dimensionality at all. It's a huge misconception, which I also addressed in my dimensional tiering video. So, if you just joined the stream, go watch that if you haven't yet, or just rewind.
Considers these places like little marbles or bowling ball size that sit on top of his own realm, which are obvious.
Okay, let's see what this is. So
Time Ring, Zeno's World, Neutral Zone, which I don't ever use, by the way. Macrocosms, Afterlife, Pocket Dimensions, Infinite Living World. I mean, that's fine. The problem is that they're not like dimensionally above each other or whatever.
Yeah. The weird thing is that I don't think this is what he's claiming, but it just seems like he's treating the time rings as if they contain these universes, when they're just like things that help us transport us to them. Like,
all right,
existing infinitely, which as a result confirms that the neutral zone technically, axiomatically, is an infinitely larger realm than the macrocosms themselves.
Whoa.
No, first of all,
we get words. We're talking about words axiomatic. Oh boy. But
no, it's not axiomatic. It's not accepted as true. No. Second of all, we have no statements about the neutral zone. It's not even called the neutral zone. It's a Marvel term. You're just dumb. Like, cringe. Keep going.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Which I still think, even if you don't acknowledge it at high multiversal, we can at least acknowledge it as just multiversal in general, at the bare minimum, if you don't want to assume it's infinite. And as a result, keep in mind, he went between the space between universes as well, which would also require higher dimensional range of motion. Bear in mind, these are all inferior characters to a suppressed Jiren, who even later on, with the blue evolution, was able to glare it away. And despite all this evidence proving they're at least low complex multiversal to high multiversal plus, I'm willing to...
Nope, you have not yet proven any of that so far.
No.
Sorry, bro. Like,
somewhat steelman and lowball it and ask that via the preponderance of evidence I've just provided, can they at least just be multiversal?
You know, I have to say, that was by far one of the best rhetorics I've ever heard regarding anyone approaching Dragon Ball, and the amount of...
Rhetoric?
What? Rhetoric plural? What does that even mean? That's not even rhetoric, it's just an argument.
Yeah, he just made an argument. Here's the problem. is, you know what rhetoric is, people? It's how convincing you are in a argument, how convincing you sound, right? So, like, whether or not you sound convincing is entirely dependent on, like, your demeanor, your tone, and whether or not you are capable of not, like, stuttering or something in a sentence when you're just normally talking to somebody. It's a lot of factors. And I just hate this idea within the community that for some reason rhetoric should just be the centerfold of everything. Like, rhetoric is everything, you should only be working on rhetoric. So you're just basically telling people that you only care about coming off as convincing and not actually making good arguments. Like, I can sound convincing and say that Saitama is, like, literally the guy that beats all of fiction, and I can do that just by pure rhetoric. And my arguments don't even have to be good. I could just sound convincing to somebody, and they'll just lose, right?
Yeah.
Do you see how dumb that comes across? Like, you just only care about winning a debate if that's what you're trying to do. Like,
yeah, like, a good argument can stand on its own. It doesn't require you to have this person to represent it and to, like, yell at somebody about it or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, keep playing the video.
The evidence you provided is very convincing.
Wait, so you're actually upgrading them? Seriously?
You know, I thought about it. Still not enough evidence, sorry.
Yeah, this is what you just don't care about.
Yeah,
like,
this is... Now, what's something that Atari is getting across, which is correct, is what it's like to try to get an upgrade done on Versus Battle Wiki. If they don't already agree with the position, or they haven't already made a conclusion on where a character scales generally, then you're almost never going to get, like, a revision, like, across to them, right? It's just like how Hashi put it, helped me put it in one of my TikToks, which is, it's like selling something on Pawn Stars. You basically give them the arguments and the evidence, like saying, oh, be of this stuff, I think Goku should be multiversal. It's like, okay, well, let me call in my expert real quick. Yo, expert, is this argument good? And then they could just glance at it and be like, nah, it's trash. And it's like, okay, close the thread. We don't need to talk about it anymore. That's basically how it is. Almost very rarely does anything ever come up for a discussion. And even if the majority of, like, the thread agrees that this is something that should be revised, if the staff don't have a consensus that this should go through, then it's never going to go through. Yeah. It's pretty much a pointless effort to do anything in regards to trying to get a revision on Versus Battle Wiki.
Yeah, and then they get really mad when you say, like, CRTs are dumb, because they're like, oh, what about consensus? But it's like, I don't care what a bunch of dumb people think.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what a bunch of people think in general. Like, the argument is what the argument is. It's not about what people think about it.
They were told Luffy is lightspeed pre-time skip like 2 years ago now, but it hasn't been updated yet. Yeah, that's kind of how it is.
Yeah, wikis inherently have a sunk cost to them. So.
They got bullied into downgrading the one above all ones. That's the pinnacle of Versus Battle Wiki getting smacked.
They had DC at, like, Hyperversal at one point because Haiku was trolling them.
Haiku? Yeah.
Yeah, when the Mixie thing came out, he basically, like, slapped all of them on why DC only scaled to the, what's called Hyperstorm Snowflake or whatever.
Damn.
Yeah, it was really funny.
That's pretty bad. Okay. So someone linked to us another video that we should watch.
Where did we get linked?
Fallen God posted it. Can a storm cast
No, I don't want to watch it on the stream. That'd have too much stuff to go into.
Wait, let me see. How long is it?
It's 17 minutes on the dot.
G'day.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not watching that on the stream. I'd have to explain so much stuff to everybody. It's not worth it.
Yeah, okay.
They saw post-crisis Superman at Solar System. Yeah, they think that's like that's like their axiom. They refuse to upgrade him. They'll only downgrade him. They're so ingrained on that position now. They did Beats timeline for Superman, and before it was done, they were concluding stuff as an outlier. So before they have all the feats, they're saying some feats are outliers. So they just very clearly don't actually care about consistency at all.
Okay. Alright, so Black Goat linked was another Atari video to watch, and it's...
Yeah, the problem is that that's going to be in your one video. So if you respond to that now, that's just getting rid of a video topic. Because that's just going to be in your one video.
Oh, which one?
The Infinite Dragon Ball Speed video, where you're talking about like
why it's not in? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a future video topic, Blackout. Otherwise, we would watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Australian. Opinion discarded. That's facts.
Honestly, yeah, I don't think I know a single smart Australian person.
Oh boy. Not even Kratos.
Especially not Kratos. What the
hell? Dang. He's the only other person that I've had on a stream because, like, we both love FNAF and shit. So.
Hey, you seem to have a low standard for E-Ring on stream. I'm just saying.
Dang. Is Goku fifth dimensional? No.
No.
There's no good evidence for it anyway. All the evidence is really bad. Like.
Yeah. It's like when you're Dragon Ball fans have gotten to the point where we'll take anything and call it a guide, because when you say it's a guide, it sounds more convincing rather than talking about what it actually is. Right. Like, they'll call, like, a wrapper for, like, a granola bar a guide. Lobo outer when he gets boom tubed, yeah.
Well, so we would agree, well, because, Whis is the closest character that you can get to actually saying he actually has infinite speed, because he can travel across the infinite universe.
No, I found problems with that in the anime. He got, like, when they do the thing where they fly, you see, like, the light beam go up, and then it causes a ripple in the sky, and they, like, go into, like, a different realm.
Oh, so you think he's traveling into a different realm?
I'm saying it's not clear cut.
Oh, okay.
Beerus might when he flies from his planet to one place, but that's really easy.
Alright. I'll just there's like two guys in the verification chat, just like sitting there.
I'll verify them.
Yeah, I'll just verify them.
Yeah, it's wild that like people think that multiversal Goku is like controversial or whatever. Like, it's not. Pretty clear cut. I mean,
because like if you use like the multipliers for like the Super Saiyan forms, then you would get him to multiversal.
Oh yeah, easily. Back in the day, the debate became whether he could stack. Well, God was absorbed. That was like the big one. Yeah. Because nobody argued that he couldn't do it. Or couldn't, destroy the Universe 7, rather.
Yeah.
But nowadays, people, like, are just nitpicking because they've all lost the absorbed God point.
Okay.
Which is really interesting because, like, he uses God later, so.
Yeah. Okay. So, unless Black Goat gives us another video, if someone does another super chat, then they can recommend us what's the last video we're going to react to.
Yeah. If your video is too long or whatever that doesn't like, what's the word? You're allowed to keep giving us one until you find one that works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I said, unless Black Goat finds us another video to react to, then someone can probably just steal it from him. Like, Straw, if you want us to react to another Atari video, you gotta, like, send, like, a super chat telling us which one.
Han versus Super Janemba. That's fun. I'm pretty sure people debate that.
Yeah.
I mean, that really just matters whether what you think Fusion Reborn takes place in, really, because Goku has that one statement about Boo. Blackout, we're not watching that. I don't want to watch that.
No, I don't even I don't even watch Korra. Like,
Yeah.
I honestly do not want to watch him.
Why?
Again, if you want us to react to someone in particular, you gotta send a super chat and tell us which video.
Yeah.
So Lethal, if you want us to react to Splash, then you're gonna have to send a super chat and tell us which one.
Yeah.
How much time do you want to give them until we're just gonna say, you know what, screw, we're gonna end the stream?
We'll give them like 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So yeah, 5 more minutes to send us a super chat, tell us which video you want us to watch,
Yeah.
or we're just gonna end the stream.
Yeah, because we don't really have anything else to watch.
Yeah.
So we don't want to just have it be dead air and like grift for money, you know?
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah, at some point we had like 50 viewers at some point, which is pretty good for my streams.
Yeah, especially one that we just like watched off the cuff.
Yeah.
How long is that video? I'm checking out the video that Bomb Guy posted in main chat.
It's a Gamza video.
It's 11 minutes. That's forever, and he's just gonna ramble.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather not watch a Gamza video, honestly. His videos just suck.
If parent won't scale Umineko or Feathering, then where can we find a good scaling?
He might. Like, I don't know why you're saying he won't.
I think he just said it wouldn't be good for a YouTube video.
I mean, he said that about Warhammer scaling, then he didn't. The Emperor video got like 60,000 views, so...
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
He said, Hashi, please, I'm begging you, please watch the
we
video.
both know it's bad. Like, if he has one that's like 3 minutes or something, we can watch it and laugh at him. The problem is that like all of his videos are the same. That's like the biggest issue. Like, at least with Atari here, his like he didn't like try to push his like weird like the fifth. Well, actually, that makes it really funny because in this video he didn't try to push the fifth dimension as beyond time or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, Atari at least has like different claims and he's like good at editing, but games is just low effort bullshit.
Yeah.
Like a games video would just be like, all right, I don't think this person is that strong, and I think this person's strong, so they win. No quotes, no feats, no statements, no nothing.
Fawn God just keeps sending us like Warhammer
Yeah.
videos.
It's just gonna be me talking about it with Surfbone and be like,
Yeah,
is that right? And it's gonna be like, no, I lied about that, Surfbone. Now you look like you're dumb. Got him. No, sorry, Fallen God.
Yeah. 10
Also, I don't really have a problem with that card slider. Like he obviously doesn't do cosmology, but I don't think it's that bad. Yeah, I can. There will be a stream in the future where I do. I have a plan for it. I'll tell Surfbone what it is later.
Okay.
But yeah, James Daly. I don't want to watch James Daly.
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah. Also, we already watched your video, didn't we? Blackcoat?
Not on stream.
No, I mean, didn't we already watch a video he recommended? Wasn't that the Wiz video or the meme one? Yeah, the problem was that
someone told us to watch the Goku one. I can't remember who though.
I guess we have to watch the James Daly one then. It wouldn't be fair, right?
Okay. Wait. Let me see. Who's the one?
Yeah. But I don't want to watch it, but I guess we probably should.
Yeah, I guess. All right, then we're just.
We'll raw dog it.
I believe Parrot said it would be hard to explain in a video format.
Yeah, that sounds realistic, but like it would get a ton of views. That's like the problem. Because like next to nobody explains it well, and like people kind of trust Parrot. So.
Okay.
Monday Debunk.
Okay.
Alright, let's watch this shit.
Okay. Time to first. Okay, I guess there's no way to like just open this up like on a make it bigger.
I can't even see it. I think you have it in a new tab, so I can't even see it.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Oh, because I opened it up in there we go. There we go.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay.
Play it.
Debunk was a little lazy last time. I did it like 6 in the morning. I messed up. My mistake. So this is a redo and like.
The audio's a bit out of sync.
Explain why I don't believe Goku's multiversal. All right, this is only a manga one. We'll get into an anime another time. First off, we'll look at the basic feat that everyone uses, which is Beerus and Goku clashing, shaking the universe.
Wait, can we pause it for a second?
It is stated that the universe.
Okay.
Why are people sending us videos with stances that we agree upon?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
Like,
Like,
what are we
hopefully
gonna? You think we're actually gonna disagree with what he says here? Like,
yeah, maybe we do later. Let's keep going.
wait, let's see what he says because he's typing in the Discord.
He says he isn't. All right, let's keep.
He says he isn't. Wait. Okay.
Yeah, let's keep playing.
The universe will be destroyed if they keep fighting. But it doesn't state actually how long this would take. So I don't think this alone is enough to assert a universe.
But it doesn't matter because Goku cancels it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the issue. And then he gets like a lot stronger. Like it's not taking like an infinite amount of time to do it.
Yeah. Also, we literally get like statements. Oh, he's talking about the manga, not the anime. Because I was about to bring up stuff from the anime. But
yeah.
But what else do we have to say? Like, if anything, because in the anime, all we see is that light is able to reach the Kaioshin realm, right? It can be seen from there.
Yeah.
And it's a separate time space. While in the manga, it's even worse because the shockwaves are literally seen going through the Kaioshin realm. So
yeah.
it's even on a much grander scale than it is in the anime. So no, like, and they said in the anime that it was going to be destroyed to such a degree that everything would turn into oblivion. And that was if a few more clashes were to happen. But since Goku canceled it out, we never got to see the full destruction of the universe. Right?
Yeah.
And they've stated it multiple times that that's what was going to happen. That was the point of the battle, was to prove to the audience how strong these characters have gotten now that they have gotten to this godlike level. And what two destroyers would like fighting each other would be like.
There's enough proof to this, especially since it's from both their powers. So we have to divide the force by 2, and then we also have to include the fact that they didn't do it in.
The problem is that Goku cancels it out and it goes away. And even if you say you divide it by 2, Goku absorbs it into base and then can go Super Saiyan amongst other things. So
yeah,
no.
Yeah, so no.
Keep going.
Initially, now you can subdivide this as just the shockwave, but the shockwave is only like a qualification lower. We can't really quantify the difference realistically. We can't like quantify the difference unless you want to get really abstract with it. And I don't think that can apply in the first place. So realistically, there's no actual argument to say that this is a universal feat, especially since even if you want to say the universe is infinite, I disagree with this.
What?
No, he said there's no thing to say it's universal, and I was like, yeah, it's because it's a multiversal feat.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's affecting more than just it. Like we just said, it was shown to be affecting both the living universe and something as far as out as the Kaioshin realm, which is stated to be its own space-time. And it's not like the anime and the manga have a different like way of like they don't have like different cosmologies. They're literally the exact same. So it's not like you can assert that it's like, oh, well, it's the manga, so different cosmology. And it's like, no, there's no evidence of that.
Both Daizenshus state that the universe is infinitely expanding, which, if we really want to get into the quantification of infinitely expanding, it actually doesn't mean infinite. Infinitely expanding is something that we can denote.
No. And by the way, infinitely expanding, that's not what it's... I remember Naya telling this to like Clothespin in like debate one time, that it actually doesn't say infinitely expanding, it says infinitely expansive. And expansive means that it's already that big. It's already infinite. So it doesn't say infinitely expanding, it says expansive. Okay? So James Daly is just straight up like not even reading the scan. Let me see, what does he post exactly?
It doesn't mean infinite. Infinitely expanding is something that we can denote to our own universe, even though we don't have our own. If we really want to get into the quantification of infinitely expanding, it actually doesn't mean infinite. Infinitely universe
it's the one what's it called? Not Kira. I got dumb as hell.
Oh, so it's just like wrong. So it's not even like probably accurate translation either. Well, I remember.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Naya said. That's what it says in the kanji, is that it says infinitely expansive, not expanding.
Yeah.
So then this translation would just be wrong.
Also, those terms aren't like mutually exclusive. It could be infinitely expanding and infinite. It's not a debunk.
Yeah.
Infinitely expanding, which, if we really want to get into
the Daizenshus canonicity is an iffy subject in itself. Why?
Yeah, why?
Why is literally a data book that's literally published to be something that's helping to explain how Dragon Ball works, not canon?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like that's probably like the best thing that Dragon Ball scalers call the guide. Like, yeah. I understand if you don't like our manga Legendario, and I can understand if you don't like some other stuff they call a guide, but the Daizenshu is just like an actual guide.
It's a literal publication of like a guidebook. So
quantification of infinitely expanding, it actually doesn't mean infinite. Infinitely expanding is something that we can denote to our own universe, even though we don't have proof that's infinite. Because when we look at these things...
Alright, no, so we can actually do math with how triangles work in space. And because of how it works, we can determine that the universe is most likely open. Which would mean that it's not closed, effectively, is what that means. It wouldn't be curved. But it could be finite if we found out it was a closed space, but we know it's probably not. So, and even if it wasn't infinite in real life, what's said in Dragon Ball would just trump what's in real life. Like, because the statements are like, oh, the Dragon Ball universe is a lot like our own, right? And it's like, well, what do we consider our own? You know? But for all we know, when that was written, our own universe was considered infinite or whatever. Like, yeah.
Funny enough, what we said here is exactly like Daizenshuu never said expanded; it said expansive.
Yeah.
Like they are two separate worlds. Yeah, exactly. So, and he didn't even respond to this guy that liked to write.
Well, no, of course not. I'd make him look bad.
Yeah.
Infinitely expanding. All that means is that it's infinitely expanding, so therefore it's expanding and growing bigger. But how can something be both infinite and growing bigger? Because that would therefore
because there are levels of infinity.
Yeah. There can be infinites bigger than other infinities. Wow.
Yeah. Like, if you took
such a big revelation.
You took all the numbers between 0 and 1, they're infinite there. But once you reach 1, you can keep counting up to 2.
Yeah.
Wow. What a shock.
Yeah.
And infinite when we come to these quantifications, which I don't think we can prove. I don't think there's any argument for within a three-dimensional plane. Something infinitely three-dimensional can be bigger within a three-dimensional scale. That's the problem with this argument. The second thing we have to go through here is that all threats made when it comes to destroying shit only ever referred directly to a galaxy. And even if you want to use
oh no, like that's the weird thing with Viz translations, from what I remember, is that they keep translating what is supposed to be like I don't know why they just went to galaxy. Does it actually say galaxy? I'm not for certain. I've never actually looked.
I don't know. I think the manga sucks, so I don't read it.
Well, it's just like even if it is just galaxy, that doesn't limit the character. That's something that is like a huge misconception. It's just like, well, what about like, it's like, okay, Surfbone, he has like 2 lightspeed feats, but what about this one sound, like, speed of sound, like, feat? It's like, the fact that that's, like, feat exists does not limit the character, right? That just means he is capable, like, if he pushes himself to that, or, like, suppresses himself to that state, he can go that fast, or that's how the feat was calced. That doesn't limit the character. Morrow's best feats are being able to fight, like, characters that are universal, right? That is his best feat. Whether or not there's a statement that says, oh, he could possibly obliterate the entire galaxy, that doesn't limit the character to now just being galaxy level. It's just really dumb and regressive, which James Daly is. He's a regressive. Like, he used to believe all this stuff from what I remember when I used to talk to him, but now he's gone back to this regressive way of thinking, like, oh, Dragon Ball's no longer universal, and, like, say, like, Naruto's not even light speed or something like that. So,
the Champa and Beer statement, like, that doesn't actually prove much either, since that, like, doesn't actually directly say that they'll destroy the universe. They said they didn't care what happened. That could take a large chunk of the universe and still qualify within the statement. So definitely, there's no argument.
I didn't read what the statement was, but, I mean, they should just go above Goku anyways.
Yeah. It says, I don't care what happens to this universe anymore. You took those words right out of my mouth. And then they just get chopped.
Yeah, that's in context that they're going to destroy stuff. So in context, it wouldn't mean destroy the universe.
Yeah. So they already know that they have the capability of destroying the universe, and the previous feats were universal. So, Champa just saying that, it's just saying, yeah, I don't care about being a destroyer of this universe anymore if there's no universe. Like, that's just what he's saying. Like, he's more concerned over his rivalry and not being being inferior to Beerus. Like,
yeah, it is also DC and IAP. That's correct.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
That doesn't actually prove much either, since that, like, doesn't actually directly say that they'll destroy the universe. They said they didn't care what happened. That could take a large chunk of the universe and still qualify within the statement. So definitely, there's no argument when it comes to, like, these feats being, like, universal, let alone multiversal, especially since
Can we pause again real fast? It's really dumb to say there's no argument, because even if you think it's wrong, even if you debunk it, that argument still always exists.
Yeah.
Arguments don't go away.
Yeah.
Like, you made the argument in the video to respond to it, right? The argument's out there. It is real. Arguments don't get, like, destroyed in that way, like, disappear.
Well, that's the other thing, too. I want to, for anyone who is now watching the stream or watching it later when it's not live, I'm going to blow your mind. Just because someone made a debunk video on an argument does not mean that that you are no longer allowed to use the argument anymore because it was debunked. Wow. Big revelation, boys. Debunk videos don't just make it so, like, there's no longer an argument, there's no longer a debate because this random dude on TikTok or this random dude on YouTube made a debunk video, so you can't say that anymore. That's like, that's never how it works ever, even in real life. So, just because some random schmuck on TikTok said, "Oh, here's your debunk to all the other arguments that are ever on, like, TikTok in regards to this position," right? Just because they are able to present an argument doesn't mean anything. Like,
if you're watching in live chat and if you're watching it later on, which, by the way, if you got to this point in the video, type in an otter in the comment box below. But a big tip when someone says that argument's been debunked, right? You just be like, all right, then use their argument and I'll respond to it, because, like, our arguments aren't in a vacuum. You're presenting this is the case, you know. And until somebody responds, it can be true in context, right? Because nobody said it's wrong yet. But you're always free to say it's wrong.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm not calling James Daly a random, by the way. I'm just making a general statement. Just because some dude made an argument saying that this is the debunk to whatever doesn't mean, like, doesn't mean that you cannot no longer have the discussion anymore because he said so. Like,
we get this a lot in the server. Like we'll be talking about something, and then a random on Discord will be like, well, wasn't that debunked by? And then it'll be like random TikToker 2254, and it's like, I don't care what random TikToker 2254 says. Like, if you think their argument's compelling, feel free to present it. You know?
Yeah. What about Saiyan Scholar? What about Saiyan Scholar? Like,
yeah, no one talked about him. I don't even know who that is. I don't use TikTok.
Yeah, well, Saiyan Scholar is a YouTuber, but from what
I've
seen, he just doesn't have really good Dragon Ball takes in terms of their narrative. Like, he just made a whole, like, I guess, like, some people did a stream one time reacting to his recent video on the Buu Saga, and
I saw that.
And he's just like, yeah, and he was just like whining about the whole like Buu Saga being just the worst saga in Dragon Ball. So,
no, I think I don't know. I think the worst arc in all of Dragon Ball, in my opinion, I think it's the manga Goku Black arc.
Really?
Yeah, that or like Moro or Granola. Granola's
think
real
the manga arc for Goku Black is worse than the anime?
Yeah, way worse.
Really?
Yeah.
Even regarding the anime's ending?
Yeah, I think the anime ending's fine. It's obvious that they just didn't want to. It's obvious that they just didn't want to have Trunks in the main timeline, because then you'd be missing somebody for the Tournament of Power, right?
Yeah.
Then they wouldn't have had 17 Trunks in the present. So Toriyama kind of just wrote himself to a hole with that one.
Yeah. All right. We'll finish this and then I'll answer this one question in the chat.
You have to first reach infinite three-dimensional power, which you need to prove the universe is infinite to achieve this.
Wait, hold on a second.
Especially within the manga standpoint, which to achieve this. As multiversal, you have to first reach infinite three-dimensional power.
Wait. No, that's not how tiers work.
Man.
No, all right. So, if you go back to any other tier, and in almost any other, like on a tiering system that's actually good, right? I'm not going to really do this and compare it to character stats and be like, whatever. You like, if you're star level, you don't have to go destroy a planet. You just have to destroy a star. If you destroy a multiverse, right, of multiple universes, you don't have to like destroy galaxies, right? Like, you don't have to be shown destroying a galaxy, right? Like, because a multiverse would be bigger than a galaxy. Like, if you like go by this logic, then every character has to have this like pyramid of feats. Like, showing that they're in every tier up to the tier they're at, and then they can't perform any of those lower feats ever again, or it gets called inconsistent.
You know what's funny? We literally made an entire video on this.
Yeah.
On this exact same topic. That would basically just prove everything that James Daly is saying here wrong. Like,
yeah.
But okay.
Which you need to prove the universe is infinite to achieve this, especially within the manga standpoint, which I don't think you can prove. The other thing that has to be denied.
What other evidence do we have, like, that suggests that the manga cosmology is different than the anime?
Yeah, especially since like the manga still views like Resurrection F in the movie as canon. If you want to read that manga arc, it's not like Battle of Gods, and then he redid ROF because he already adapted ROF when the movie came out.
Yeah, like, are we also just like, if we're gonna be as nitpicky as James Daly is here with like saying like, oh, well, I don't think the manga and the anime have the same cosmology. Okay, so we're just gonna say like, okay, well, the Earth is not the actual size of the Earth like it is in the anime until proven otherwise.
Yeah,
James, prove the Earth is the actual same size as the one in the anime. Do it right now. Like, if we're gonna be this nitpicky about whether or not the universe is the same size it is in the anime, like,
your own standards, we're gonna have to like go over a bunch of presuppositions before we can even talk about Dragon Ball. Like, because you don't think like the Daisenshi's canon, you think like the manga is like radically different from the anime. Well, it is radically different in story elements, but I'm pretty sure you guys all get what I mean by that. Anyways, keep playing.
Yeah.
Noted here, and the other thing that's important here is that there's just nothing else that really proves it. We have no statements that really conclude this, and all you're going to be doing is using multipliers to try and spread the difference between shaking a universe to being universal. And even if you did prove that,
no, pause.
No.
After shaking the universe, it was going to destroy it, and then Goku cancels it out. This is like a 2012 argument, dude.
Yeah. Like I said, like I said, he's a
bullshit that still wouldn't get you to the infinite bounds you would need, and then need to be 1,000 times stronger than that infinite bounds just to reach multiversal, which is what you'd have to prove. My debunk was a little lazy last time. I did it like 6 in the morning. I messed up.
Yeah, it's over.
I think the last debunk was lazy. This debunk is lazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, someone said, does confirm string theory and really make a verse stronger? No. Like if we all right, let's say we had 2 verses, right? And in one verse, I was like, string theory, Lovecraft, transfinite numbers. And that's all I said. That verse is still just like peak human level. You actually have to scale to it. You have to have structures that work with it, right? Just saying it doesn't mean anything. And then the problem is that string theory might not be actual good dimensions either, but that's a more contentious topic.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to give that a little bit to respond in case he has another question, but then I guess that's it for the stream, right?
Let's say 5 more questions.
5
more questions.
Yeah, I know dimensions are beyond infinite distance, but I've always thought it was an inaccessible difference. I use the term inaccessible. That term, like, when you say that, like, a bunch of regressives cream their pants. So I just don't use that term anymore, even if it's applicable.
Like, inaccessible, yeah.
Yeah, it would just be a value that multiplied by 0 would have to equal a value more than 1.
Yeah.
It actually makes me want to change the name of inaccessible speed to something else, honestly, but no, I won't let that go through.
What would you change it to, if given the chance?
I don't know, something. It's because, like, when we wanted to, like, try, like, introversal, he was getting really sunk costy, and Nai doesn't want, profiles to be a product of their time for some reason. So Goku in Battle of Gods doesn't have infinite speed? No.
No. Again, I'm going to address the infinite speed stuff in my Dragon Ball video. And why, because people often refer to, like, the Clash proving that they're infinite speed, but I go over in my video why that isn't the case.
Yeah.
Author intent can make or break the narrative? No. That's only if you care about author intent, which I'm just gonna tell you right now, Jared. It's gonna be impossible for you to even prove that author intent even exists at all.
Yeah. You get layers into irrelevant speed. I don't use the term layers, but irrelevant speed isn't one tier. That's correct. You can get faster or higher into.
Yeah. I'll just say,
yeah, like I wouldn't say like your layers into like peak human speed, right? You just say they're faster. We have a measurement of that.
By the way, Parrot makes a really good video on Death of the Author, but essentially, in order to even prove that author intent because if we're defining author intent as what he was thinking about as he was writing the story, what happens if the author ends up disagreeing with what he originally intended, and he comes up with a new interpretation of his own work? Does that supersede it now of what he originally intended?
Well, everybody agrees that an author can intend things. Well, not even everybody agrees that. Some people don't believe in authors. But the problem is that it isn't measurable and it doesn't hold an effect on the narrative, and we can't,
Yeah.
So it's just quicker to say that who made the narrative? The scripter.
Yeah.
He assembled intertextual pieces of evidence, and then we interpret them as well as he does when he's done writing it.
Yeah.
Would moving in a dimensional realm be a lower... Oh, blackout maybe is the answer to your question.
Okay, my bad. It's very interrupting.
Yeah.
Just another thing is that now I forgot what I was gonna say. It was involved to authors.
Yeah. Like the whole who made the narrative thing is like if I make like a map in like Halo, right? Do I get to like say like you're playing it wrong?
Yeah.
You know? Like why am I the authority about the map? Like surely you can find your own playstyle on the map.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I remember what I was gonna say. Basically, here's a little news flash to everybody. When you read a story, you'll never interpret it the same way you did originally. There will always be something different that you will be thinking about as you're reading the story. You're always going to either find something new or think something differently. That's just how it works. Like,
yeah, like, even if you read a story that was like the tree fell over, it's like, well, what do you think a tree is?
Yeah.
How do you imagine it fell over? What color leaves did it have, if any? Did it have pine needles?
Yeah.
You know? All those things are stuff you interpret.
Yeah. And it could just be affected by what was going on within your life.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like Hashi said, if you read a story and the tree fell over, if you were previously walking in a forest of oak trees, then you'll probably be thinking of oak trees.
Yeah.
But if you live in California and you see palm trees all the time, you might be thinking of palm trees. Like, and it's like if you move somewhere that has different kinds of trees, you might imagine those as a different type of tree. So. Okay, so I believe that's everything, and
yeah.
And that will be the stream, guys. Thank you all for watching. And I guess where's the next video? Where's the new video? Oh dang.
Trademarked.
Yeah, trademark.
So if you read a story, yeah, when we said we're ending, everybody's like, "Oh, here are my questions."
Yeah.
So if you read a story, you scaled it to high 1A. You can later yeah, I've done that.
True.
Yeah, when I was first establishing the Age of Sigmar scaling, I had a bunch of jokes about what I wanted to be true, and then they ended up being true. So, yeah, you can definitely do that.
Okay. But, just to answer that last question, where's the next video? I will announce when a new video is coming out, when I am in the middle of editing a video, like video editing. Just so I don't give that false hope that I'm going to be releasing a video soon. Then I've only finished the script or something. Because I have a tendency of doing that. And that's a flaw that I have, so. Alright, so that'll be the end of the stream. Thank you all for coming in and watching. We'll maybe do another stream like this later on in the future, but until then, thank you all for watching, and class is dismissed.